Спаси, блядь!
Russia's Lipetsk Oblast came under a massive raid by drones over the night, Regional Governor Igor Artamonov said. The drones allegedly targeted the Novo-Lipetsk Steel, Russia's largest steel mill, which produces about 20% of the country's steel output, according to pro-Kremlin media outlet SHOT. The facility, located around 400 kilometers from the Russia-Ukraine border, accounts for 80% of NLMK's steel production and is a key asset of Russian billionaire Vladimir Lesin, the third richest Russian on Forbes' 2023 list. Following the overnight attack, power outages were reported in several districts of Lipetsk. At the moment, power engineers are reconnecting consumers, Artamonov wrote on Telegram. Debris from one of the downed drones reportedly fell on the Lipetsk aeration station, injuring an employee who was hospitalized with shrapnel wounds. Novo-Lipetsk Steel was previously targeted in February of 2024. Russia's defense ministry claimed air defense intercepted and destroyed 83 drones overnight, including 37 over Bryansk Oblast, 12 each over Kursk and Lipetsk Oblasts, 9 over Tver, and 3 each over Belgorod, Kaluga, Smolensk, and Voronezh Oblasts. The incident follows a February 3 strike when Ukrainian drones targeted an oil refinery in Volgograd and a gas processing plant in Astrakhan, Russia, overnight, according to a source in Ukraine's security service speaking to the Kiev Independent. The Vinnytsia and Kirovorad rifle battalions of the National Police have joined the defense of Toretsk as part of the Lyut Brigade. The brigade's press service published the news. The National Police, together with soldiers from the Aeneas Special Operations Battalion and the Kizhak Brigade, conducted an operation to destroy enemy hideouts in private sector housing on the northern outskirts of Toretsk. Toretsk is now effectively cut in half by the Russian occupiers who control the city center. The defense forces continue their defense operation, holding positions in the Zabalka neighborhood, as well as on the northern and western outskirts. The assault in the video is part of a larger operation to push Ukrainian forces into the north of Toretsk. Over the course of a month, these units and the 28th Mechanized Brigade cleared the Toretsk mine and the adjacent spoil heap. The spoil heap and mine are important strongholds that allow us to control the city's northern outskirts. At the same time, blowing up nearby buildings will make it much more difficult for small groups of Russian infantry to approach unnoticed. The western part of the city, together with national police units, is being defended by units of the 142nd Mechanized Brigades. At the end of January, assault groups of this brigade, supported by M2 Bradley fighting vehicles and tanks, cleared the industrial zone of enemy infantry. An armored group consisting of a tank crew and M2 Bradley crew of the 100th Brigade, as well as a clearing group of fighters from the KORD National Police Special Forces supported by a Senator MRAP armored vehicle, had to knock out the orcs. The brigade's fighters described the details of the battle. The artillery support in this area is provided by the Howitzer Division of the Luty Brigade, which was armed with 2 S-22 Bodana self-propelled artillery systems at the beginning of the year. Omega Special Unit teams are clearing large, difficult-to-destroy buildings in Toretsk. In early January, Militarny analyzed one such operation. Germany is investigating the sabotage of a corvette that could have delayed its commissioning into the German Navy for a long time. The Süddeutsche Zeitung reported on this, citing its own investigation, which was conducted jointly with German television companies WDR and NDR. The federal government is investigating a sabotage on board the new F-266 Emden corvette, during which unknown persons poured several dozen kilograms of metal shavings into one of the diesel engines. The incident took place when the corvette was at the Blohm plus Voss shipyard in Hamburg. The sabotage was noticed in mid-January, shortly before the corvette was due to go to sea for sea trials for the first time. According to experts, if the shavings had not been detected in advance, they could have caused serious damage to the ship's propulsion system, putting it out of commission for a long time and delaying the corvette's transfer to the German Navy. According to Vice Admiral Kack, Chief of the Navy, in more than one case, saboteurs caused targeted damage to German warships. In addition to sabotage attempts, there have been cases of infiltration of naval bases from land and sea and attempts to get closer to uniformed soldiers returning home. The growing threat from Russia is more urgent in early 2025 than it was 2 years ago, the Vice Admiral reported. They are testing us, trying to disrupt our society, both at the national level and in the alliance. And perhaps they are creating the basis for further active hostilities. In view of the escalation, since 2022, the German Navy has been taking measures to secure the fleet. This includes increasing the readiness of mine countermeasures units and increasing the depth of divers' working dives from 54 to 84 meters. Experts and intelligence agencies agree that Russia will be in a position to start a conflict with NATO from 2029, CAC said. Last April, Militarny reported on the detention of Russian agents who were planning a series of sabotage attacks on military facilities in the interests of Russian special services. A car plowed into a crowd of pedestrians in Munich, Germany. According to Bild, there are multiple injuries. A car drove into a group of demonstration participants in the center of Munich. The incident occurred near Dachauer Street and Seidel Street, not far from Munich's central train station. Police confirmed that there were approximately 15 people reportedly sustaining injuries. Medical personnel are working at the scene. According to eyewitnesses, gunshots were allegedly heard at the crash site. Police stated that the driver was detained at the scene and currently poses no threat. Later, the police announced that around 20 people were injured as a result of the accident in Munich. There is not yet information on the severity of the injuries. Therefore, rescue helicopters are also being used, police reported. No further details about the number of victims have been provided. An RBC Ukraine journalist currently in Munich clarified that a demonstration was taking place at the scene when a vehicle drove into the crowd. As a result, around 20 people are reported injured, some of them in critical condition. It is also known that the driver has been detained. However, neither the police nor emergency services have yet disclosed any possible motives. Law enforcement has not yet stated whether they consider the incident a terrorist attack. On January 1st, a car crashed into a crowd of people celebrating New Year's in New Orleans. 10 people were killed, and dozens more were injured. It was reported that police shot the driver when he exited the vehicle. At the time, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell emphasized that the incident was a terrorist attack.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.